As someone said, it was the worst kept secret going. The problem with it all is that my personal contract, I have to give 6 months notice.
Okay. Yeah.
And even though I had never kept it secret that I was going in July of 2010 from command, from my staff, even though I had said it, I think people just move on with their lives.
Yeah.
And my problem was that I needed to ensure that the board would publicly announce it January. When I gave him my resignation early part of January, I said, you need to be prepared as a board to talk to the media about what is the process you're now going to do to fill it. So they had discussions. They were able to talk about the process. Yeah. And that's why I couldn't really confirm it until they made it public. They had to formally accept it in an in-camera meeting, which they did on the 18th. And then, so now they have 6 months and away they go.
How does that make you feel?
Well, I actually, because I knew 16 months ago, basically, when my contract was up in 2009, that I would retire. I never intended to stay on as chief more than 5 years.
Oh, really?
No, I mean, I think it's important that the head person, especially if that person has maxed out as far as pensionable eligibility goes, that they leave. This job shouldn't be held by someone for a long period of time. Because two things. One, it stops the promotion internally. When I leave, 6 people have the potential of being promoted, and some unemployed person is going to get hired because I leave, number one. Number two is, I'm now in my 36th year of policing. Yeah. And, even though there was opportunities to leave the organization as I became a senior officer.
What kept you in London?
London.
What was it about London?
London. This is my home.
Yeah.
It's the right city. It's the right size police service. The right location. It is what I like. That's not to say that there isn't other great communities with great attributes. There are.
Yeah.
London's my home.
Right.
And for me, I'd never thought about being chief of police. So it wasn't that I was driven to get to this chair.
To that chair.
To get here is a lot about timing and circumstances. So you may be the best person, the best deputy chief there is, but if the chief doesn't leave, you'll never get a chance to sit in that chair.
Yeah.
And if he stays long enough, you're going to be too old to sign on for another 5 years. And I think one of my duties as a chief when I took over in 2004 was to mentor young senior officers, because I have a number of young senior officers, and to ensure that the board, when I leave, has the ability also to look not only externally, but internally. And I'll be quite honest, I have 2 great deputy chiefs that any organization would love to have. But they're like me. Yeah. London's their home.
London's their home, yeah.
And so the board is looking externally, but they are also saying they know they have strong internal candidates, which they do. When I leave in July, I'm very comfortable in knowing the fact that this organization won't miss me. It will just be business as usual August the 1st, August the 2nd, and it will keep on serving the public in the really high standards that really have not contributed to me, but all my predecessors have set for me to continue on.
What was it like in '75 when you first became a police constable here in London? I mean, what the atmosphere on the streets from an officer's perspective?
I think the difference between 75 and now are a number of things. The greatest change, of course, is technology. And after I made that statement a week or so ago, I think if you were to ask anybody who started a profession and is still in that profession after 35 years, technology has the greatest effect on any kind of profession. Politician, whether you're federal or provincial, I'd hate to be in a party where the party wants to do something and, man, this don't feel right to me, guys.